Hello, I'm Karen and here we are. Here's my little tick, my little night tick that you saw in my last video. A lady called Kat, she reminded me that I said that I was going to make these and I didn't. So I've stopped recording my last video and put everything to one side. Said, right, okay, then let's do it. Okay, so to make this little tick, to start off with, I'm going to show you how to make it. It's obviously small. If I get my peg bag back and show you on the peg bag, for those that haven't watched my peg bag video, you can appreciate the size of it. It's not huge. That's what it looks like on the blue, and that's what it looks like on the white. And as you can see, it's actually got a hole in it just there, which is obviously where we've done our corner. So when you actually sew this to your bag, you want to use this part of the chain here. You want to sew underneath there and then sew over that bit if you want to fill that in, or you can just leave it with the little tiny hole in it. That's perfectly fine. So I'll just put that to one side there, and we'll get the pink, seeing as I've done it in pink. Now I'm going to show you this particular size I've done there, and then I'll tell you how you can actually increase the sizes. So now leave yourself a nice length of a tail end. This is what we've got, 2.5 hooks, so that's about 12 to 15 inches. So and we're just going to do my slip knot. Get your slip knot on, and we're going to do a chain of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now when you look at your work, you can see the little tiny V's. I'm sorry, I'm holding it closer up because my camera's still far away from my other videos, okay? So you've got your little V's. So not into the first stitch, but into the second one along, I want you to do a slip stitch. That gives you the nice, well, it gives you the best pointy end that you can get with crochet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the next 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to do the bit around the corner. So we're going to work 3 single crochet in the next chain. That's 1, 2, 3. So your work will look something like that. I know it doesn't look like a tick right now, but then all you do is you single crochet in the next 4 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, whoops, and 4. Notice I have gone underneath one chain all the way along, and then we're going to just do a slip stitch into the end because that gives you that little pointy bit for the other end, or as close as we can get to a point. We cut off our end, pull that through there, and there you have it. Look, we've just got to tie the end up in a knot just so that it keeps that pointy bit of the end and keeps it nice there. And there you have it, a little tick. So if you want to make it in a bigger size, and if you want to keep your ends more square, then you don't do the slip stitch in that stitch. You do a single crochet instead, and you do a single crochet at the end. If you want it, say if you want to do a bigger version of it, then you just do a longer chain. And if you want to use like if you want to use 2 strands of yarn and use a bigger hook, you'll get a fatter version. So it's just something I just made. I made it up and just thought, well, there you go, it was a little tick. So there's another little tick, and I'm going to show you as well how to make the stars. And for this one, I've started off with a chain of 2 for this one. You can actually start with a magic circle if you want to, because some people prefer that. So I'm going to just do a chain of 2. This is the easiest way for those people that can't get on with the magic circle, because it is a bit fiddly when you're not quite sure, and I don't want to make anything hard. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work 5 single crochet. Oh, I forgot to say, sorry, if you're in England, I'm working, it's a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to go underneath that knot bit there and do my 5th stitch there. Make sure I don't use that wobbly bit that's arrived, and slip stitch into the first single crochet, if I can do it, underneath the both 2 loops. So we've got a little circle there. Okay, these are only tiny ones. And then what I did is do a chain of 3. So 1, 2, 3. You skip the first chain, you slip stitch into the next like that, and then a single crochet into the next chain. Is that correct? It is, yes. Single crochet into the next chain. It doesn't look like it. Looks like I've gone funny there. It looks like I've not got enough chains. Can I just do that again? I'm just double checking. I need to have 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. It is right, it's just the way it's sitting. No, because I haven't made them for ages. I literally just grabbed the pattern, and I actually haven't even practiced, and slip stitch into there. So you're just going to go underneath one, single crochet into that one there, and that makes you a little point. We never, when we're doing stars, we never work into the area there. We always move across to the next stitch along. So I'll do it again anyway. We're going to make the star, so you'll see what happens. Sorry about the Billy Bodge bit at the beginning there, but that's our first little point. So now we need to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Ignore the first chain, slip stitch into the second one, and I'm only going underneath 1 loop, and then single crochet into the next one there. And then don't use the, see where we've come up from, you don't use that area there. Go to the next stitch along and slip stitch into there. And next, this one, I'm going to say this one all in UK. Okay, if I can manage it. So we do a chain of 3, and then single crochet into the second chain, and double crochet into the third, and single crochet into the next stitch along. That seems really strange saying it that way, doesn't it? And there we go. Now I've got 3 points of my star. Chain 3, 2, 3. I prefer to say I'm slip stitching because it feels right for that. Only because I learned that way around. And my single crochet, and then don't work in there, work in the next stitch along and slip stitch it into place there, and then 1, 2, 3, and skip the first chain, slip stitch into the next, single crochet into the last, or double crochet if you're in the UK, and then we're going to slip stitch or single crochet. That just sounds so weird. In there to finish there, and then I'm going to cut off my yarn. And when I do things like this, I always like to, where the last stitch has been formed, put my hook through the back underneath both of the loops, catch hold of that tail end of the yarn and pull it through so it's at the back of my work. I just want to pull my the beginning tail tighter. Oops. And there we have it. It's just a little star, look. Ta-da! Let's put that on the peg bag. Let's see. Put that against the white so you can appreciate it. It's a 5-pointed star. It actually sits better that way around, I think, so that you've got your 5 points. You know, like when you're doing the your Converse slippers, it is a 5-pointed star. That's why I've chose this particular one. And then all you do is you just use your tail ends just to attach that to your work. So I'm 9 minutes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, let's just arrange these all over here nicely so they don't look so messy. I'm going to go back to the pink, and I'm just going to just turn over my page. Okay, now this time to do a bigger star, we need to start with a bigger circle. Okay, so we're going to still start off with a chain of 2. So that's 1, 2, and this time we're actually going to work 10 half double crochet into the first chain. Okay, so that, or half treble crochet if you're in the UK. So I have my stitches like that, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I've got to come all the way up, so I'm going to just pull that tight now. 8, and then just going to go over my tail end. 9. See, this is the only thing that happens when you're doing that chain, when you're using the chain work, you get a baggy stitch forms there, so we want to go over that stitch. And that makes my 10th stitch. Then slip stitch together in the first half double crochet or half treble crochet to join. I can't pull that tail end tight now. It's so much harder to do this in the cotton than it is with, you know, with yarn. It's so much easier, but I've got the cotton out. So okay, so now what I need to do is I need to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to skip the first chain, and now we're slip stitching or single crocheting if you're in the UK. Then we're going to single crochet if you're in America in the next one, or double crochet if you're in the UK. And then we're going to do a half double or a half treble into the last one. And now what we need to do is we never work into that one there. We need to skip the next chain and slip stitch into that one there, and that will make our point of our star sit nicely next to the circle. There is actually a gap obviously because we've not really joined it, but that's the first point. And so we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then skip the first chain, slip stitch because that's our smallest stitch, because what we're trying to do is just increase in to make the point, aren't we? So we're getting bigger. So next stitch up is our single, the next stitch up is our half double, and then we never ever work into that bit there of this one. We skip this next stitch there and we slip stitch into the next stitch just there, and that's the second point of the star made. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we slip stitch into the second stitch, single crochet into the third, half double crochet into the next, which was the fourth stitch, and then we skip this stitch and slip stitch into this one here. And there we go. Now we've got 3 points on our star. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we skip the first chain, slip stitch into there, single into there, half double into there. Oops, there we go. Skip that stitch there and slip stitch into the next one. There's our 4 points. Last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip the first one, slip stitch into the next, single crochet into the next, half double crochet into the last one, oops, there, and skipping that stitch there and slip stitching into the next stitch along, just there. And we've got our 5 points of our star. So we cut off our yarn, pull that through there, and like I said on the other one, to finish this off, I put my hook through that last stitch, get hold of this end tail, pull it through so it's on the opposite side, keeps it nice and neat, and there we go. we've got another star. So the center point is harder to pull tighter with the cotton. There you go. That looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Get it on like half and half. If you turn them over, they look lovely on the opposite side, you know. I quite like that pattern that side. They look like when they're on like the back of your work. I know that is supposed to be the back and that's supposed to be the front, but that makes it look more like a completed star, like little starfish. So there you go. That's two different sizes. We're on 15 minutes, so do we think we can get the final star? We've got one more star to do, a bigger star. I'll just turn over my page. And for this one, I'm going to do, oh, I don't know if I've got enough in the blue. I'll have to do it in pink again. Sorry, we're having a pink day. Right, so this is what we do this time is we still make the magic loop, but this time we begin with a chain of 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work 15 double crochet into the first chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Oh, I'm doing that one again. 8, 9, 10, 11, ooh, tut, 12, 13, 14. I'm just going to pull it tight now. Oops, that's 14th stitch. Pull this bit tighter. This, oh, it does go tight a lot if you try. I don't know. The cotton just seems a lot stiffer with everything. So that's my 15th stitch, and we're going to slip stitch to join in the first double crochet to join, because we're just ignoring that chain. We don't need to use that for anything else. That was just our step up. Right, so this time we need to do a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so bigger points for our bigger star. So now remember we was increasing the size of our stitches as we went up. So we don't work in the first chain, we slip stitch into the next one. There. We single crochet into the next. We half double into the next one, and we do a double into the last one. Now this time, so we never work in this one when we work using a star. This time we need to skip 2 chains and slip 2 stitches, sorry, and slip stitch into the next one there. So it sits there. So if you pull at your work, you can actually see you actually do have a baggy hole there, but it just sits flat really. So now we'll do the same again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch, single, half, and double. Oops. Oh, sorry. Knocked everything there. Oh, that would have been a disaster if I just knocked everything off. Oh dear, no, it would have been, I needed to knock it a lot harder than that. It's just I've got everything raised up today, so I've got extra things in my way. So now we have 2 points of our star. Look, beautiful. And same again, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the first one, slip stitch, single, oh, I can't get through, half, and a double. And so we don't use that, we don't count that stitch, skip the next 2 stitches, that's 1, 2, and we're slip stitching into the 3rd stitch along. And there we go. Now we've got 3 points to our star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch, single, half, and a double. And don't use that one, 1, 2, and slip stitch into there. And that's 4 points of our star complete. 1 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're doing a slip stitch, a single, a half double. I'm sorry if you're in the UK and I'm not saying the right stitches for you, but you can see what I'm doing is they're increasing little steps and getting to each next size along. So we don't use that one, skip those 2 and slip stitch into the last one underneath the 2 strands to join. And there we go. I think I'm getting ready for another new pair of scissors. Don't half go through them, you know. I think this is like my 3rd pair of scissors in a year. Unless I should, well, I suppose I should get a better quality pair, then they'd last better, wouldn't they? But there you have it. See, this is a much bigger star. So if we put them side by side, you can compare the sizes. So let's just get all the tail ends pointing down. And there, look, you can see, I'm sorry, they're odd colours now because I've got a blue one, but you can see that's how they are. This is just done with this is my 4mm hook, isn't it? So that's the equivalent of a 4.5 modern hook. And I've used the sugar and cream cotton. Now you can use the same size hook, and you can use baby yarn to be able to make them. And then if you want to use like the chunky yarn, go up onto your bigger hooks and you can make even bigger ones. And so that's just the basics of them. Okay, I hope that that's made sense to you all. I hope that you like it. And oh look, if I put these together, look, I know it's not really, but like stars and stripes. Stars and stripes for America. I know, so that's an unusual aspect to it, isn't it? Look there. Let's have a look. What does that look like? A bit unusual, wouldn't it? I maybe should have a bigger one there in the corner. There. See, you can decorate your peg bag how you like, can't you, really, at the end of the day? So, yeah, so thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for all your comments. I really, really do appreciate it. And thank you for those that have been buying my patterns. And for everybody that gives me the support that you can to be able to, so I can keep on doing this. Okay, bye for now.